What up, you guys? It's your boy AOT Tom West, man. I'm back at it with another video today, man. I wanted to talk about the NBA a little bit, man. I know we don't really talk about that much on this channel, so I thought it would be cool to bring up a subject about the playoffs. You know, we're getting towards the middle of March, because March is moving pretty quick already. And really, the playoffs basically start in the middle of April, so we're about a month away from playoffs and stuff like that. And I really just wanted to go over the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference and see where everybody's positioned at and talk about each team. We'll start off with the East first. The Cavs, I mean, they're so talented. I don't really think there's any conversation about who's going to win that first seed. I mean, if everybody stays healthy, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be fine. They're 42-19 right now. The last 10 games, they are 6-4. So they have struggled a little bit in the last 10 games. But the Celtics are kind of like right on their heels, man. The Celtics are 40-23, and they're 3 games behind them, and they're as well 6-4 in the last 10 games. This team is talented. Isaiah Thomas is having an MVP type season. A lot of people are not talking about Isaiah Thomas, but he's really having a super good season. You know, that team is loaded. Al Horford, Jay Crowder, Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley. That team has so much talent, but I just honestly don't think it may not be enough for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but we'll get to that in another video. A sneaky good team also to watch for out of the Southeastern Conference is the Washington Wizards. They are 37-24 right now. They are 5 games behind the Cavaliers, so they're not even out the question. I think it's about 19 to 20 games left, so they can even make a jump if they keep winning. And in their last 10 games, they're 7-3. So this team is like honestly the hottest team on the East right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10, so that's the team to definitely look out for. Talented team with John Wall, Bradley Beal. You know what I'm saying? They have a talented team in Washington. The Raptors are a little bit of a disappointment to me this year. I thought they were going to get better than they did last year, but they actually have dropped. They are at 37-26, and they are 8.5. No, they're 6.5. They're 6 games out of the first place, so they're probably not going to get first. DeMar DeRozan is having a pretty good year, and Kyle Lowry, he's having an okay year, mediocre, but you know what I'm saying? He's not doing as well as he was last year. The last 10 games they have been 5-5, so they split mostly. They've lost 5 and won 5. The Hawks are another sneakily good team. 34-28. They're 8.5 games out of first, but they are kind of in a slump right now. They're 4-6. So right now they're just struggling a little bit. So they're definitely a team I can see getting into playoffs. And if they did, if the playoffs started today, they would be taking on the next team I'm about to talk about, which is the Pacers. The Pacers, once again, I know they play against the Hornets tonight. That'll be a good little show up for them. They're 10.5 games out of first place. They're coming in with a standing of 32-30. And in the last 10, they're also in a slump. They're 3-7 right now, so they've really been struggling. And maybe they can come to Charlotte and get a good away win. I'm sorry about that. The Bulls have really made a jump up. I know the last time I checked, the Bulls were, I think, the 9th or 10th seed. They have jumped up to the 7th seed, and they are now 31-31, so they're 500. Obviously, they're pretty far out of the first place range. I don't think they'll get there. I honestly think the Chicago Bulls have been a disappointment. I think a lot of people expected way more from them. I thought they were going to be a top 3 or top 4 seed, but looks like that's not going to happen. But in the last 10 games, they've been 5-5, so that's not too bad. The Pistons are 30-32, and they come in at that last 8th spot. It kind of sucks being there because, I mean, you know you're going to get sent home by Cleveland. I mean, it's just point blank. You know you're going to get sent home by Cleveland. They're 30-32. They're 12.5 games out of first place, so they're not catching up. And they are 6-4 right now. So, I mean, they're actually doing pretty decent. Honestly, not a bad team at all. They just got to put a few pieces in different places, and I think they'll be all right. And that 9th spot, another sneakily good team, even though this team is right on the edge of getting into the playoffs. The Heat really are hot right now, like super hot right now. Like they're hot. Like they honestly, I think they started out horrible, and they just really came along in this last month and a half. So the Heat are really doing good. But as of right now, the playoffs started today. The Cavs would match up to the Pistons. The Celtics would match up with the Bulls. The Wizards would match up with the Patriots actually, and the Raptors would match up with the Hawks. So I got that wrong. I said the Hawks and the Pacers would be playing each other. It would actually be the Raptors and the Hawks. So and the Pacers would be playing the Wizards. So all right, now we'll move on to the Western side of the conference. I think this conference is so loaded, like low key. Like this conference is really better than what people really think it is. A lot of people always say the Western Conference has the better teams. In this case, I really do think that's the case. Obviously, we got the Warriors coming in at 1 with a 51-11 record. They're 7-3 in their last games, but we all know the situation with KD. You know what I'm saying? He's probably not coming back to the playoffs, so that's going to be a tricky situation because I feel like if KD cannot get healthy, they are going to struggle. They are not going to be, the team that they are. The Spurs are 2.5 games behind them, and the Spurs are 9-1 in their last 10 games, which is tremendous. They're really hot right now. They're 48-13, so this team is talented. Everybody knows the Spurs. I think they just made like their 20th or 21st year making the playoffs in a row. So these guys are talented every year. So don't sleep on the Spurs as well. The Rockets are 44-19. They're 7.5 games behind, but they do have an MVP caliber player on their team by the name of James Harden. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games, so they're actually playing really good ball right now. A fourth team that's in here, and it's like I did not expect this. The Jazz are 39-24. They are a good team. Like I remember last year, they were right on the edge. They were like 8th seed, 7th, 8th seed trying to get in. The Jazz are 39-24. They are 12.5 games out of first, and they actually are 5-5 right now. They are actually a sneakily good team. Gordon Hayward's a tremendous player. I wish we could have landed him here in Charlotte a couple years ago, to be honest, but that's another topic for another day. Clippers really started out really, really hot. I remember at one point they were like 11-1 or something like that, or like 12-1 at the beginning of the season. But they have slouched down pretty bad. They're 37-25, still a very good record. But they're 14 games out of first place. So first place for them is definitely out of the case because I think it's only I want to say 19, 20 games left. So that's not happening for them. But they are 6-4 in the last 10, so they're playing a lot better. The Grizzlies are 36-27, right behind them. They're a game and a half behind the Clippers. And they're 5-5 right now. Grizzlies is another hard-earned team. The Thunder are 35-28. Now, a lot of people are ridiculing, Russell Westbrook because, he plays on a sorry team. Let's just be honest. It's literally him, Victor Oladipo when healthy. Steven Adams is not too bad, but he's not a great player. And that's it. The rest are scrubs. Let's just keep it flat out honest. The rest of his team is garbage. So a lot of people want to give Russell Westbrook slack for that. But Russell Westbrook, you have to understand, this dude is putting out triple doubles every night because his team is so sorry. He has to do literally everything. So, that team is 16 and a half games out of first place. And last but not least, the Nuggets are at the 8th spot, which would give them the 28-34 record. And they're 23 games out of first place, so they're definitely not touching first place, obviously. They can get to that 7th spot, but that's even a stretch at this point. They're 5-5 in their last 10. And the Trailblazers are right on the outside looking in. They're like a game and a half behind the Nuggets. Really, man, if the playoffs started today, it would be the Warriors and the Nuggets, and then it would be the Spurs and the Thunder, and then it would be the Rockets and the Grizzlies, and then it would be the Jazz and the Clippers. So, that's how the West would match up. I honestly think, if KD comes back healthy, I think we're going to see a sequel. We're going to see it. Actually, it's going to be a sequel. This will be the third time we'll see it. We're going to see another Cavs and Warriors. I think the only team that could probably knock off the Warriors is the Spurs if I had one team to do it. And I think if I had a team on the Eastern Conference that could do it, I think that the Celtics or the Wizards really could knock off the Cavs. But I would probably give the Celtics to go more on that. But I don't think LeBron's not going to a finals. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that's going to happen. All right, you guys get in the comment box and tell me what you think about this, man. Who y'all think is the surprise team? Who y'all think of the dark horse team that might can run the tables in the playoffs and get hot, man? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I'm out.